Good morning. Thank you for coming. Today, we will conduct an interview for the position of second officer on a tanker vessel. We would like to know more about your experience, technical knowledge, and readiness to perform duties on board, especially related to navigation, safety, and cargo operations. Please answer clearly and based on your experience.
Good morning, sir. My name is Zero. I am a licensed second officer with experience working on tanker vessels. My experience, voyage planning, updating charts and publications, and standing navigation watch. I have assisted in cargo operations, ensuring compliance with ISGOT and safety procedures. I am confident in handling emergency situations, maintaining documentation, and working with multinational crews. I am eager to contribute my skills and grow further in your company.
What are your main responsibilities in voyage planning as a second officer?
I prepare the passage plan according to the route, considering weather, currents, and navigation regulations. I ensure all charts and nautical publications are updated, and I cross-check the plan with the master before departure. I ensure all charts and nautical publications are updated, and I cross-check the plan with the master before departure.
As a second officer, how do you plan the vessel's route? Please explain it.
When planning the route, I start by preparing the passage, plan on ECDIS, and paper charts, ensuring all charts and nautical publications are updated. I carefully study the intended route, checking for traffic separation schemes, restricted areas, shallow waters, and any navigational hazards.
As a second officer, how do you take weather forecasts, wind, currents, and sea conditions into account when planning the vessel's route?
I analyze weather forecasts, wind, currents, and sea conditions along the voyage. If heavy weather or adverse currents are expected, I prepare alternative routes or adjust the plan to minimize risk. I make sure underkeel clearance and draft restrictions are calculated for safe port entry and departure.
How do you ensure compliance with international and local navigation regulations during passage planning?
I comply with international and local navigation regulations, including CIO LRGs, port requirements, and notices to mariners. I coordinate with the master to review the plan, ensuring safety, efficiency, and flexibility. My role is to provide a passage plan that is practical, safe, and ready to adapt to changing conditions during the voyage.
What is your role in cargo operations on a tanker?
I assist the chief officer in monitoring, loading, and discharging operations, ensuring valves and pipelines are operated correctly, and maintaining communication with the terminal. I also follow ISGOT checklists to prevent contamination or spillage. I assist the chief officer in monitoring, loading, and discharging operations, ensuring valves and pipelines are operated correctly. During operations, I keep records of ullage, temperature, and pressure readings, and report any abnormalities immediately to the chief officer. My role is to support safe, efficient, and compliant cargo handling while minimizing risks of spillage, contamination, or accidents, and maintaining communication with the terminal. I also follow ISGOT checklists to prevent contamination or spillage.
How do you ensure safety during tanker operations?
I strictly follow ISM code and ISGOTT guidelines, make sure all crew wear PPE, conduct toolbox meetings before operations, and supervise the deck area to eliminate ignition sources.
How do you perform your duties during navigation watch?
I maintain a proper lookout, monitor, radar, ETIs, eyes, and ensure the vessel follows the passage plan. I also keep communication with the engine room and inform the master if conditions change.
How do you maintain a proper lookout, monitor radar, ECDIS, AIS?
I maintain a proper lookout by continuously observing the surroundings visually and orally, and by using all available navigational equipment. I monitor radar to detect and track targets, EDES to ensure the vessel follows the planned route safely, and eyes to identify and exchange information with other vessels. I cross-check these systems with visual bearings and position fixes to avoid over-reliance on electronics. I also adjust bridge lighting at night to protect night vision, use binoculars when necessary, and remain alert for any abnormal situations. My responsibility is to ensure early detection of hazards, maintain situational awareness, and take timely action to prevent collisions or navigational incidents. What actions would you take if there is an oil spill on deck? I would immediately raise the alarm, report to the chief officer and master, isolate the area using oil spill kits, stop cargo operations, and follow SOPA procedures to contain and clean the spill. Which documents are you responsible for as a second officer? I handle navigational charts, nautical publications, voyage plans, and some cargo documents such as ullage reports and safety checklists. All must comply with ISM and vetting requirements.
What is the main difference between working on a tanker and a general cargo vessel?
On a tanker, the focus is on liquid cargo safety, which is highly risky. Procedures are stricter, involving inert gas systems, cargo heating, and detailed checklists. Even small mistakes can have serious consequences.
How do you maintain your personal health and safety on board?
I always wear PPE, participate in safety drills, keep my work area clean, and ensure proper rest to stay alert during watch.
How do you prepare for a port state control inspection?
I make sure all navigational documents, charts, and publications are updated, safety equipment is in good condition, and crew are familiar with emergency procedures. I also assist the chief officer in preparing cargo records and safety checklists so that the vessel is ready for inspection without delays.
What is your role as a second officer during a port state control inspection, and how do you prepare the vessel to ensure compliance with international regulations?
As a second officer, my role is to assist the chief officer and master in preparing for the inspection. I ensure that all navigational charts and publications are updated, logbooks are properly maintained, and safety equipment records are available. I also check that certificates are valid and displayed correctly. During the inspection, I may be asked to demonstrate familiarity with safety equipment, such as lifeboats, fire extinguishers, or emergency systems, and to explain how drills are conducted, such as lifeboats, fire extinguishers, or emergency systems, and to explain how drills are conducted. I support the crew by briefing them on possible questions, ensuring they are confident in emergency procedures. If deficiencies are found, I cooperate with PSC officers, report to the chief officer, and help arrange corrective actions immediately. My goal is to show professionalism, maintain compliance, and minimize the risk of detention or penalties. Report to the chief officer, and help arrange corrective actions immediately. My goal is to show professionalism, maintain compliance, and minimize the risk of detention or penalties.
What steps do you take to prevent fatigue during long voyages?
I strictly follow rest hour regulations, maintain a healthy routine, and avoid excessive overtime. I also encourage my team to report fatigue and adjust watch schedules if necessary. Staying alert is critical for safe navigation and cargo operations.
How do you handle communication with the engine room during navigation watch?
I maintain clear and timely communication with the engine room, especially when maneuvering or changing speed. I use standard maritime phrases to avoid misunderstanding and immediately report any abnormal conditions that may affect vessel safety.
What would you do if you detect a near-miss situation during cargo operation?
I would stop the operation immediately, report to the chief officer and master, and investigate the cause. I would document the incident, conduct a safety meeting with the crew, and implement corrective measures to prevent recurrence.
How do you ensure proper handover of the navigation watch to another officer?
Before handing over the watch, I brief the relieving officer about the vessel's position, course, speed, traffic situation, weather conditions, and any navigational hazards ahead. I also update them on equipment status and ongoing communications. This ensures continuity of safe navigation.
What is your role in conducting safety drills on board?
As second officer, I assist in organizing and leading safety drills such as fire, abandoned ship, and oil spill response. I make sure crew members understand their duties, and I record the drill results in the logbook to comply with ISM requirements.
How do you prepare the vessel for entering restricted waters or canals?
I update the passage plan with detailed waypoints, check under keel clearance, and prepare additional navigational aids such as parallel indexing. I also brief the bridge team, increase lookout, and ensure communication with the engine room for possible speed adjustments.
What actions would you take if you notice a cargo tank temperature rising unexpectedly during loading?
I would immediately inform the chief officer, reduce or stop loading into the affected tank, and check the heating system or cargo lines for malfunction. I would also record the incident and assist in corrective measures to prevent cargo damage or safety hazards. How do you contribute to the training of cadets or junior officers on board? I provide guidance during navigation watch, explain passage, planning procedures, and involve them in safety drills. I also encourage them to ask questions and share practical knowledge about tanker operations, so they gain confidence and competence.
How do you ensure proper record keeping of navigational activities during your watch?
As second officer, I maintain the deck logbook accurately, recording vessel position, course, speed, weather conditions, and any significant events. I also ensure that entries are made in compliance with company procedures and international regulations, so the records can be used for audits or investigations if required.
What is your role in maintaining the vessel's safety management system?
I assist in implementing the SMS by following company procedures, conducting safety drills, and reporting nonconformities. I also help ensure that crew members are familiar with emergency plans and that corrective actions are taken promptly to maintain compliance.
How do you prepare the vessel for pilot boarding operations?
I prepare the pilot ladder and ensure it is rigged according to SOLA's requirements, check lighting and safety equipment, and brief the deck crew on their duties. I also maintain communication with the bridge to coordinate speed and position for safe pilot boarding.
What actions would you take if you detect a navigation light failure during night passage?
I would immediately report the failure to the master, switch to backup lights if available, and record the incident in the logbook. If necessary, I would notify nearby vessels and coastal authorities and arrange for a repair at the earliest opportunity to maintain compliance with CIOLRGs.
How do you contribute to environmental protection on board a tanker?
I ensure compliance with MARPOL regulations by monitoring oil record books, supervising ballast water exchange, and preventing any discharge outside permitted limits. I also participate in training and drills related to pollution prevention and encourage crew awareness about environmental responsibilities.
How do you adapt your communication style when working with multinational crew members?
I use clear and simple maritime English, avoid slang, and confirm understanding through closed-loop communication. I also remain patient and respectful of cultural differences, ensuring that instructions are understood and followed correctly.
How do you motivate crew members from different nationalities to work together efficiently?
I motivate them by recognizing good performance, showing appreciation, and treating everyone fairly. I also emphasize that safety and successful operations depend on teamwork, which helps align everyone toward the same goal.
Why are you interested in working as a second officer on a tanker?
Because I want to develop my career in tanker operations, gain more experience in complex cargo handling, and contribute to safe and efficient vessel operations.
Do you have any questions for us?
Thank you for this interview. I believe my experience and dedication will allow me to perform well as a second officer. I am motivated to contribute to safe navigation and cargo operations, and I look forward to working with your team if given the opportunity.